So recently this week, 350 students was withdrawn from school without their parents' permission in Westlake High School in the city of South Fulton.
The parents didn't even know it was happening?
Well, here's the thing about that.
Yeah,
The schools communicate.
they do.
They communicate through email. They communicate through the
Letter. They send
the
a letter.
letter.
in the mail.
And they do the
Calling
phone
hosts.
calls.
and they do those phone calls.
Robocall.
Our people, not all of them, but the majority of our people
Are
ignore those things.
And the robocall leaves a voicemail.
It
does.
does leave a voicemail.
So
Oh.
it's not like it just was sprung on them. The county sent out the information. People don't pay attention to stuff.
Now, I did hear one parent, I don't know how true this is, but she said that, well, it might be true. She said they confirmed all of her child's information. So everything was confirmed, but Fulton County is behind in processing.
Right.
So her child got withdrawn, even though she responded, she confirmed the
Aw.
address and everything. So her child was an accident. I don't know how many of them.
So
are
wait, they're
that.
saying the reason they got withdrawn is what? What's the reason?
So they have to,
People live in the county, and people
They
are
go
going
to
to the
the
school
school.
that don't live in that district.
so
in
you
that
have
district.
to confirm your address.
Well, that's a
Snaps.
listen.
That's a real
Now
thing.
that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Corinne,
That happened to me.
that she known for going to schools that in disrespect. like for real,
I mean, I did go to a few schools. I wasn't
unauthorized.
I think Amy might have went to some too.
I did.
She look guilty.
I did.
Amy over there
Guilty as
sitting-
charged.
over there sitting
I did.
quiet.
But
did.
hold on.
Well, she got withdrawn.
I did get
Wow.
withdrawn.
I never got
Like, legit.
withdrawn.
And it was pretty
The kids are devastated.
drastic. I mean, because it was
Yeah.
like,
It was
hey,
like,
I found out you don't live in this district. You got to be out by Friday.
Yeah,
it was
it
like,
was real.
what?
That's
what?
crazy.
They
Now,
were
what about the
calling
seniors?
us, and they just
3
they didn't
months
call.
from
Hey,
graduation?
you're not on my list.
Wow.
You need to go see the. You need to go to the front
What?
office. You're not supposed to be here. That's what they did in homeroom.
I was about to say, I
But
got
they
a
only
letter.
did that to
I got
one
a
school?
letter.
And it was just
Westlake,
Westlake.
It was just Westlake.
Just
So here's
Westlake.
the thing about South Fulton. What I've learned this through sports.
Mm-hmm.
South Fulton seems to have a thing where if you are a South Fulton resident, you can pick the school that you want to go to.
within
Well,
the district
but you have
within
to get
the-
permission
within South
usually from
Fulton.
the principal.
Right.
okay.
And for Henry County, it's something called school choice. But for what I'm understanding, and it has to be an opening in the school.
Yeah, Henry County is school choice.
It's called school choice. It has to be an opening in the school, and the school has to be on a list. But from what I'm understanding, South Fulton is because that's what a lot of the kids they didn't like going to Creekside. They just went to Langston,
Right.
Or they didn't like Langston. They went to Westlake,
Right.
So they could bounce around like that.
So it's like an
And
unbalance in attendance,
And-
though. If it's,
I don't
I'm sure
know
they
how
got
true
numbers.
that
I'm sure
is,
they
but
got
this is
numbers.
what someone told me. So basically, if you live in South Fulton, say your kid wants to play for a certain school,
Right.
and this is football related, so I don't know if this is
Right.
common.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it has to be vouched for, but from what I understood and what I was told by a friend of mine is that it didn't matter as long as you had a South Fulton address, you could pick the school that you wanted to go to.
Well, what they were saying on the news is that it's overcrowding for people who are not within the zone.
Right.
So
'Cause
they
they're
were
not
like,
supposed
we
to be
want
there.
right. They was like, we need the resources to go to the people who
That
are
live
supposed
here.
to receive.
That's
Absolutely.
true, though.
So I was like, dang.
But it makes sense.
That's
though.
a lot
make
of
a lot of
kids.
sense.
It is.
350.
But that's a lot of kids.
350.
That's a lot of kids.
We ain't talking about 30 kids.
Mm-mm.
350 kids. And then they called their names over the PA system. So you already know how they go.
Oh, come
They
on.
had to go down to the
Go
student
office.
center,
Mhm.
which all 350 of those kids that showed up that day were there.
They was
And their
deep in
parents
there.
had to be called, and the parents had to be shown, we've reached out to you several times.
Wow.
You never responded.
And then
So
the
what was the
argument
parent?
began.
What I was saying? What did the
Absolutely.
parents?
Oh, the
do?
parents are
Right.
going in on the news.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Man, this messed up. Shout out, man, for real, man. Oh, my mama, man, my kids supposed to be going up here. Y'all supposed to be giving up their education, man.
And if you know South
Giving up
Fulton,
this
and
education.
you know Westlake,
You already
then
know.
you are the reason you're not supposed to be here, sir.
Yeah. So after hearing all that, the superintendent or the school official said, if you don't leave, you will be escorted off the property.
Ooh,
by
oh, they
the
got ugly.
police."
It got ugly.
I mean, because
It got
that's
bad.
the law. Like, I mean, that's legit.
Yo, when she had to leave the school, we was heartbroken.
We were heartbroken.
Because it was your school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord, bro.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, we went to
We were
together.
heartbroken.
We
My
were
girl had to leave.
What
I
grade
was
was
flying
Oh,
up and down the
What grade
hall.
was that, babe?
11th grade.
Oh,
11th
man.
grade.
So
So
9 to
we
11.
We went 9th,
Yep.
10th, 11th every day in the hallway,
Nice.
French
That's crazy.
kissing, dry
I can't
humping,
imagine.
thinking she was pregnant again.
Oh my God.
How many times we thought she was pregnant? She would come down the hallway.
Wait,
I'm
you
looking
guys were sexually active in high school?
Heck yeah, bye.
That's not when we were like fully penetrating.
Oh, we in penetration now.
We weren't fully penetrating then.
Then why you thought you was
man.
okay?
I don't know, because we were crazy upnoided. I was
Okay,
paranoid.
first of all, you were very paranoid.
Everybody
I
was
was so
paranoid
paranoid.
about AIDS and get babies
Brian is
and
like,
everything.
we have not completed a full act. There's no
Oh,
way you're
man.
pregnant.
Oh my god!
Stop, please.
That's why I say our
And I'm
kids
like, but
are
I think I am.
angels.
Maybe something came
Yeah, it's
out.
different.
Yeah.
It's good.
No,
That is
y'all kids ain't.
Look, that is
Yeah.
so
Nah,
cute.
man, my kids,
Yeah.
our kids are way far beyond.
Yes, we
Like, we don't have any secrets. in my
Yeah,
house.
we
I
don't.
believe in complete transparency.
right.
And some of the stuff I hear makes me jealous.
Wait, what?
So
Jay,
you tried that?
You said you
That?
you
Oh,
accomplished
man.
that?
Right, hold on. Man, I'm coming to bed with a whole attitude.
Yeah.
Yo.
So you know what?
Man,
Listen,
Yo, so you know what they do?
there's
my-
some things
my kids
that we
are
need
different.
to talk about.
my kids are different. We're transparent as well.
We have
Right,
great kids,
And
Oh,
it's like
That's
compared to how early we got started and what we did, man, our kids are angels.
I don't even want to tell them my stories. I don't want to taint your innocence.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Or your image of me.
Right.
Well, I'm mom.
Right.
I wasn't that innocent, so I'm gonna leave that to.
I'm not that innocent.
not that innocent at all.
Wow.
I did
At all.
it again.
Oops, I
Okay, so
did
what
it
about-
again.
What about Young Thug getting this Percocet on the stand?
I know.
I'm hoping and praying
Hey, listen.
that was a
That can't be
mistake. Like,
true.
Listen.
I'm gonna do this.
No, listen.
And I'm gonna do
Oh,
this.
no. It's true.
It's on video.
I
It's on
seen
video.
him confiscated. I'm hoping it was something
No.
else like a piece of gum.
No.
But the thing is this.
It was a
so,
Percocet.
so here's the thing.
How?
He
Hold on,
said
hold
he
on. I
said
don't
he didn't
understand
do it. I mean, he
his,
didn't know.
His co-defendant walked up to him, handed it to him, and he took it. But then the sheriff was right there.
He was
so
right
handed
there.
it over.
Right.
But the thing is, here's the thing.
That is so
If you're
dumb.
Yeah.
not aware that somebody's handing you something, you don't just cuff it.
No.
First of all, he don't even know who walked behind him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in court, so you
Look.
walking up on me.
He don't know who walked behind him.
Yeah.
So his reaction was, and he cuffed.
Yeah, immediately.
You know
and
what I'm
put it
saying?
down like he tried to hide it.
So what he was gonna do, he was gonna pop that perk during the
During.
Hey,
Right.
so
you know
have
what I'm
y'all
saying?
seen?
That's because he arranged that.
Have
He
y'all
arranged
seen
that.
that
He
video?
came
I
up.
don't know if it's a video, or if it's just like a soundbite. Where is that? You don't do perk?
Yeah,
perk?
yeah.
I did perk. Yeah,
That
man,
boy
my stomach,
crazy.
man, my stomach touching my back, man.
Yeah.
I need perk. You don't do perk?
That.
You'll
You'll
I'm
do
gonna
perk?
need me one.
I'm itching.
I'm itching, man.
right now.
I'm itching right now.
So wait, what
It's
does
like- it's-
Percocet?
It's a-
I
It's
have
a- it's a
no
opioid.
idea.
It's an
For you.
opioid.
It's so
almost like heroin,
so it is
Okay.
it's a form of heroin or
Okay.
whatever heroin.
depending on where you from.
but legal.
Heroin.
But it's
Well, it's
yeah,
not
it's a
legal
prescription.
only
it's
if you have a prescription.
Yeah,
It's legal.
it's
prescribe it
prescription,
to
but
you for what?
These are street drugs they get.
right.
What do they
Yeah.
prescribe it to you for?
I think for pain.
Pain.
Yeah, because I'm about to say opioids are for
It's
painkillers.
pain, it's anxiety, it's all of that.
Well, because
I don't know what it. I'm not a doctor,
You
but
was on-
I
you was on
am.
Percocet?
I do have
A little
a
hustle.
long family
Of hustles.
of a long family of heroin addicts,
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
you.
and yeah, so it's a downer though. That's why I don't get
Yeah, I'm about to say,
why
it's
you
gotta
would
be
pop it.
central
I
nervous
don't
system.
understand it
I
because
hate 'em.
it's a downer.
Definitely
It
They be
doesn't bring
nodding and
you.
everything.
Yeah,
I
Well, if
remember
you're
you
in the
was on one
position
in
he's
office.
in
Boy.
on trial, you probably want to be down
okay.
and super relaxed and
I was
Okay.
gonna say,
So look-
that
You know what I
sounds
mean?
like the
Yeah.
central nervous system.
So
that's,
look.
that's what it speaks to me.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
all of your nerves are
break it
Down.
down. Yeah, they
quiet.
So, no, I don't know about breaking down.
Hey, man,
I know B
Yo.
had just had a root canal or something.
Oh my goodness. dog.
He was in the office, down the hallway, and I'm in my office. Next thing I hear,
Yo, hey, cause it got bad. I was like, yo, this might get bad.
yeah.
I thought I was about to check out.
B ain't the type to call off.
right.
He's the type, man, I got stuff to do. I'm trying to get it done.
Absolutely.
So after the root canal,
He comes in.
he comes in and he
Oh.
takes his medication. It happens to be Perkies.
On the empty stomach.
On an empty stomach.
Oh,
Oh, you good? You good? Yeah.
I can hear. You're gonna be able to
take it
hear
out.
it.
Take it out. But
Yeah.
it's cool, man. We still rocking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But on an empty stomach, dog.
Bruh, B was in there laid out.
Yo,
Why would you take it on an empty stomach? You just didn't know.
He didn't know.
I'm moving and grooving.
and you know
what
how
I'm
it
saying?
is. Us men don't like to read directions
We
all the
moving.
time.
I'm popping.
Take one, man. Take one, man. I weigh 300, man. I'll take you two.
No, Not too.
I can't take that. They thought this was for a regular person. I'm
Right,
6'4".
right. I'm dumping that side, man.
You know what I mean? I need. I'm like two people to be
But it
honest.
clearly says on the bottle, make sure you eat before
Yeah, it was bad.
But
It
he
bad.
was
And then it tells you not to operate anything.
anything
Right.
heavy.
But the point is,
Food
B
like-
was sick.
Hey,
Why is these dudes fiending for this
but
stuff, man?
no, they're because they're addicted.
Because
Right.
once
It's
you're
an
addicted
opioid.
to
And
it,
they
you
probably
want
took it the
that
right way.
feeling. You want whatever that feeling brings you.
Well, see, that's the thing.
But I don't
I've
understand why
taken
you don't
cocaine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've taken ecstasy.
Okay.
All right, and I've taken Percocet prescribed. Right, never just for leisure.
Right.
It don't give you the same type of feeling.
Well, that's not your
But the thing
Drug of
is-
choice.
but the
then.
thing
Everybody
is-
has a different choice.
Yeah.
Like some people like alcohol, some people smoke,
yeah,
some people do crack, some people do. I've never really seen a person do crack and heroin.
I never seen
Like-
a person do crack or like do drugs and drink.
I'd have seen niggas do crack.
Well,
and
that's a
heroin
real one.
on that
Yeah.
show.
Well,
Really?
he a totally different.
So-
Well, I don't know. I'm talking about like coke. Like
But-
most people have a preference.
Have a preference.
one or the other.
So either or.
Right, right.
So the thing is, though, when they're taking the medication, they're not taking it as prescribed. They're
Searching.
overdoing it. So they're not taking a prescribed
But it-
amount. They popping 4.
So they're
But the
doing
problem,
it.
I don't know.
Feeling
But it
good.
causes such constipation.
Yeah.
It like constipation to where you need to like them men with them big old hard bellies, those young guys. Gucci Man before Gucci
Oh, my
Man
goodness.
before.
Yeah.
I mean before, not the Gucci Man
Straight
now.
perks.
Right, right, right.
Pop
Straight,
belly.
yeah,
And-
pop.
and
like
lean.
it
But that's the
doesn't-
same thing with the
yeah.
lean, yeah.
and the lean too. Like the
That's a
lean.
downer. It do the same
It's just a
thing.
It's all
downer.
opioid.
Yeah.
It's just weird. No.
Yeah.
I just think you got to be some type of addicted to risk it all.
Dog, and
You got the whole world.
That's a
looking
whole
at you.
different type of
And
And you
already
in Fulton
bleeding your
County
Right.
Superior Court with all types of
What was
visible
they
cameras
doing?
So
and hidden
it's probably
cameras.
because his anxiety was just really bad, and he probably was worried.
Man, Gunna done
You know
told
what
on
I'm
me.
saying?
Everybody
He probably
told
was
on me.
worried.
My
He
thing
was
is
in
this though.
He probably hasn't had
He a
anything
club.
too.
They all
If
clubs.
they, if that he used to getting it, so he probably was like, "I'm not gonna freaking
That's
make it. You gotta
unfortunate.
bring it and risk
Yeah,
it all.
it is.
Risk it all for
But
it."
they really tried.
But maybe he already know he know the outcome of this. People are turning on
just
him.
accepted
You
it.
know,
That's a real
just
thing.
think,
'Cause
just think if everybody
that's
we in
what
a
I'm gonna
room
say.
right now, and
That's
I'm
what I'm
thinking
gonna
y'all my people, right?
Yeah.
And you turn, you turn,
Oh, yeah, I
you
need a perk.
turn, you
Yeah.
turn, you
I need
turn.
a perk.
I'm in here, yeah.
You feel like, for real.
Right,
Like,
what is that
As a
feeling?
judge,
Together.
you ain't got
Right.
If we in it together,
Right.
and everybody in
Everybody's
this
turning.
room done took a plea.
Because the prosecutor only really want Young Thug anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
She only took the other ones down so they would turn.
Well, that's how they do
So,
it. That's how they
yeah.
do a RICO case.
But it doesn't matter how they do it. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to talk about his mental health.
Yeah.
The mental health, like, just
Be in
imagine
a place.
if I'm thinking y'all really got me, right? Or we get into trouble together.
Right.
I'm thinking y'all gonna take the stuff to the grave because that's what perception is taught.
Right.
Like nobody ever takes it to the grave. Once you get behind them damn doors, believe me, I've been in it. I've been in it before. Once you get behind them doors and you start seeing the shit that goes on, not in prison, I'm talking about in the jail, just with a whole
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
people and people.
They threaten you with that time.
And don't even. I'm talking
She's
about
saying the environment
the
first.
environment first.
Oh.
Like, don't even worry about the time. Yeah, you don't know the
You don't
time.
know the
You
time.
just know you
just
locked
know
up.
you don't want to be here.
But you know you don't want to be here. You start thinking of everything.
And you know what I got at home?
That's a lot of
I got a PS5, a comfortable bed.
Yeah, I can get a perk when
That's
I
what
want
all
it.
of
I can get a perk when I want it.
When I won't.
Like now I'm here. I'm around nothing but niggas. Maybe I don't even like niggas.
Nah,
you know?
real deal, though.
Or I'm around a bunch. I'm gonna speak for me. I'm around a bunch of bitches. They over there. I don't know how you eating each other out, and we ain't took a bath in 7 days.
we
You
done
got
got real.
motherfuckers eating each
Yeah.
other out. You got people over here going through withdrawals. The toilets are overflowing. This bitch keep doing the overflowing
Yeah.
of the toilet. I'm just talking about
The
that
females,
part.
yeah.
I'm just talking about that part.
Just that part.
And then everybody asking you like questions. You don't really want to talk to nobody because you
Right.
can't trust nobody. Because
Right.
anything they say.
What you here for?
So,
What you here
what
for?
you here for? Guess what? They keep asking you.
And you don't want to talk.
You don't want to talk. So then, this is my experience. That bitch in here for prostitution.
Good Lord.
I kept doing, my sister and when I kept calling home, I kept breaking down.
Yeah.
To the point where they were like, I said, look, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna kill myself in here.
Wow.
Wow.
I was planning on ending my life. I was.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, look, I'm going to end
This
my
is
life.
after a day.
This is after not even a day. It's about 6
Right.
hours.
This ain't even a whole day. This is where she at.
She done went
From happy
Hold
to
on. Now, Amy, I was imagining the sun coming up and down on this story.
Right.
It went up and down.
This ain't
up
even
and
a day.
down.
She's out the next day.
This is now about three days.
Oh, whatever.
Three
She was
days.
out.
This is 6 hours in, right? I didn't seen all this. Mind you, I'm a college student. I literally got on like
Wow.
back in 1998, 99, whatever.
Shout
It
out
was
to 98.
97, I don't know, 98. I had on all hair figure.
I was about to say polo.
Heel
figure.
fresh, hair done.
Oh, you in
I'm
there.
Yeah, I'm in there.
You
like,
in there.
And I'm like,
What am I doing?
then this is the thing. You don't know what time it is. You can't see outside.
Right,
You
ain't
can't
no
see.
clock.
You don't know how long you've been in there.
Mhm.
You don't know what's going on. You ain't seen a judge yet.
Yeah.
And you hoping they
now
working
I'm
for you on the
listening.
outside.
Right. I'm hoping they
I
are,
hope
but
they
you know
working.
what? I don't
Right.
really know. And all I'm saying is, I ain't gonna be able to do this.
Wow.
I'm not gonna be able because I wasn't built for that. That's not my, let me tell you, I may be from the hood, but I ain't of it.
Right.
That wasn't my
that's a real
personality.
thing, though.
Let me be. I lived there. I went to school somewhere else.
That's how my mom was.
And I was kind of exposed to some things, but not like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not no gutter snipe.
Right.
Hey, I like that
Let me be
saying
clear.
though. I like that saying though. You said from the hood, but not of
of
it.
the
Be from there, but
hood.
not of it.
That's
Yeah, that's a
good.
real.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
big-
not. So
That's a big thing.
So I know what goes on in it.
Yeah.
But I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
in it.
Right.
I can imagine.
So I'm like, other than that, you like, oh, these fools telling.
go-
I already know. But that one incident, I've been on the straight and narrow ever since.
But also understand this.
I even changed the men I date.
You gotta
right.
tell the whole story.
That's
though.
right.
I don't even want to tell the whole story.
She wasn't doing anything wrong.
It wasn't me.
So
As
so
far
your
as
mom,
why she got in there?
right, why she got in there, she didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
She was just at the wrong place at the
At the
wrong
wrong
time.
time.
So what you
Yeah.
have to understand is this.
She wasn't supposed to be
a
there in the
person's
first place.
mentality is different when they are actually committing a crime.
Correct.
Versus when they're innocent
Oh,
in the
so you're
crime.
saying like mindset wise, they like
Mindset.
So I'm going to,
If
my
I
mindset
did the crime,
is to tell.
There's a possibility I already know I could go to
Right.
You're
jail.
already preparing mentally.
No,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
But let me tell you-
Absolutely.
Wow.
You don't,
If you're a
you
criminal-
don't think that you're going to get caught because
No, but-
you operate in this.
Let me be clear.
So you prepared yourself to go to jail.
I prepared myself that I could possibly go to jail if I get caught. But
It
I knew
wasn't
that
like he
when
was
you
moving
live-
to get
when
caught.
we was
When you
taking
live
them
in a
cars.
certain way,
No,
when
no,
you
no.
live a
Point at
certain
me. You know
the
way,
risk that come
what
with it.
come with it.
Don't point at me. I didn't take
You
no
know
call.
what come
No,
with
no,
it.
no, no.
No, don't point my
You know-
way.
But you know what
I
I was
wasn't
doing.
pointing. Yeah, I knew what you was going through.
So, but for me, it was like we planned everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
tried to.
saying? All right, we going up to South Lake. We're going to take XYZ. So mentally, I'm prepared if I get caught. You don't want to get
Right.
caught.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't. I know you don't want to get caught, but when you get caught,
Right,
what I'm saying, when you get caught, so now you caught.
right.
Now what? Now what's your thought process? Because now we caught.
You
I got-
hoping nobody fold.
Right.
But that's the
Uh,
thing.
There's
Again,
a pre-conversation like, yo, if we was to get
Oh yeah.
but
So
the
do
thing
y'all?
is-
Is there a pre-conversation?
Listen,
Is it a
When
pre-
the
Is there
pre-conversation is always like a first impression.
Yeah.
What that mean? That's an unsaid,
a first
kind of like
impression,
an
everybody-
understanding, an unsaid, a
We're
unspoken.
doing this. This is our lifestyle.
No. What I mean by that is, with first impressions, people always try to put it on for you.
yeah,
You know
like they
what I'm saying?
tough.
So,
Everybody tough.
Anytime we're talking about, all right, now if we get caught, people start putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get behind them doggone doors, soon as I offer you a big Buford from Checkers,
I'm taking it.
oh,
Hey, 'cause-
I ain't really like that
It's
anyway.
cold. It's cold in there. You hungry. You don't know what's going
By
on.
design. By design is like that.
Yes, sir.
And then when they took me and I thought I was getting out, and they took me for a fucking a candy bar, not a fucking. A candy bar.
So
I
wait, was it
wrote
an
down
effing candy bar or
Which one was it?
was it a candy bar?
And what is the difference?
It was
You
like-
don't want to know
there
the
was people
truth.
in there doing a survey, and they took me, and I'm walking through, and then I don't know if you can see the guys,
Uh-huh.
and somebody said, "Yo, Amy's in here," and I'm like,
Hey, again, she's in the hood, but not of the hood.
No, they were scared. Oh, she most definitely telling. They knew it.
and they were like, "Amy's in here," and then
Get
and
her
then
out of here.
The lady was like, "If you do a survey, we'll give you a Snicker." So of course I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. I've been
If you
giving my
do
food
a
away.
survey, so they said a survey.
A survey.
Well, that's a way to
Snickers
say
and
it.
Big Buford.
Yeah. So I went there.
That's-
Remember, it is 1998, 99, 98.
So
Shout out
you
to
were how old?
98.
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18.
So you was
And
an
I
adult.
was in
You
I'm the
college.
same age for real, for real. I don't
was-
think I knew that.
Yeah, I was in college, and you know, like
You
I
was in
said,
college in 98?
yeah,
She graduated in
were
98.
I graduated in 98, and
She went to college.
and maybe it was
College in
99.
Hey, wait a minute.
Maybe it was
Let
1999.
it go, B.
Oh, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the regular path.
No, it wasn't-
Yeah.
it wasn't 99. It was 98. You graduated in
Yeah,
98.
98,
99
Right.
school year, guys.
Right.
What's happening?
Right. Come
Right.
on.
So,
Now. Go ahead.
no, yeah. So what I am saying, me personally, even if I had the conversation, I've never been to jail. I would, if I'm going to do anything, have you been to jail? How long have you been? You know, like I'm only going to do people that know how to sit in jail. Because if you don't know how to sit in jail,
Oh, so that's the
or
prerequisite.
prison,
Right.
that's the prerequisite.
We gonna run
Everybody
together.
gonna say they know how to sit
No.
in
They're
jail.
going
You
to
know
say
what I'm
they know,
saying?
but then you can pull records. You can
Oh, you
pull
can,
records.
Who's
You-
doing that?
Back then, you
I
couldn't
will.
like that. Not like you
No,
can
back-
now.
back in
Right.
98,
First
of all,
this
we
is
ain't even
pre-computer.
we
now.
ain't even
Right.
have the internet like
Right,
that.
this is
So
that was
weird.
that was going.
I'm not.
You
I'm
had to go
talking
off
about
people's word
now.
and discernment.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about now.
Now is a
I
different
am
story.
talking about
True.
now. Everybody's going to fold because it's too much freedom.
Yeah.
It's too much freedom. It's too much.
Wallow
living.
tried to tell Young Thug.
Boy, you
Yeah.
saw
Absolutely.
you
he
saw
tried to
that
tell him
interview.
that. He chumped it off.
Yeah.
He was throwing them pearls.
Right.
Yeah.
He was throwing them big
He was
ones,
throwing
bro.
them big old pearls.
Big
And,
ones.
and if he had took heed to it,
Oh man,
it could have prevented him from all his
But
crap.
Wallow- but
Look
why
at
did
how
Wallow
little
do that?
baby
It was
moved.
too late.
Why did
bro.
Wallow do
Because
that?
he
Lil
set for
Baby?
17. He
Lil
set for
Baby
20
was
years.
crazy.
No. Wallow did it because he seen what Thug was moving like
He
that
said, I
behind
already
the
see
scenes.
what this
That's
is
why I
going.
said it
He
was already
seen
too
that.
late.
The way he was moving, it was like he wasn't even hiding.
Right.
Yeah.
He was reckless with it, and that's why they came after him the way they did.
And power is unreal.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
those shows we watch, all the gangster movies, all BMF, all of that.
Yeah.
All of that's fantasy.
Right.
But we sell that to our kids.
Right.
But I would love for our kids to really go in there and see how these people are
But
living.
it's horrible because it's sold through the music.
Yeah,
it's
through
sold through-
lifestyle. It's
yeah.
sold through social media.
Yeah.
So
So-
they think it's reality.
So
And
how
it's
come
not.
our kids didn't go that way?
We live in,
Accountability.
you know, I can tell you why.
Because people
I could-
people use the music and they use those things all the time, but it's like, how come our kids didn't come out like that? They listen to Lil Baby.
Yeah.
How come they ain't out there stick them up?
Well, I think because it's a certain formula, though. It's one thing to be in the hood, but not of it. But it's another thing to also hear the hood, but
Right.
not be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I
Yeah.
think
For the most part. 'cause
sometimes
there
that's
are
the most
exceptions.
Right.
Sometimes that's the most dangerous part, though.
What you mean?
Because it depends on the kid. So you're saying how come your kids aren't like that?
Right.
It's because y'all are there. Y'all are present. Y'all spend the time. Y'all do what y'all supposed to do in terms of parenting. Then you have other kids that live just, families that live just like y'all,
Right.
but parents are not there. I mean, they're there physically,
But okay,
but
I
mentally
got you.
they're
I
not
got you.
there.
Yeah.
It
Or they
matters.
might be working a whole
I
lot
agree.
more hours, so they're always tired.
Traveling.
Yeah,
Traveling,
yeah.
doing things,
Or
or you got
something,
some that just don't want to be parents.
Yeah.
They think their job is only to provide for the kid, put a roof over their head,
And feed 'em.
clothes on their back, and feed them. But they don't sit down and have conversations
Right.
But you
about
know what?
accountability.
Yeah.
Even on the other side of that, though, because one thing I can say, I did have accountability in my household.
Facts.
Like I had accountability. My father told me, "Yo, you don't get in those cars.
That's right.
You don't go to that block like that." But guess what I did?
Right.
I still went.
Yeah.
I still went. So it was still the environment, even though I
Absolutely.
had accountability. But there were certain, I would say, the accountability of my father and mother they were road bumps for me.
Yeah.
So instead of being all out,
Right.
going, I
Career.
was still slowing down
Yeah.
for those road bumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
It's
I
different.
still, my father used to, me and Chip used to be so mad. Man, we come in that house late. Instead of, dude, I don't know why we ain't had no key. Probably ain't trust us with a key.
Same reason mine don't have
That's
one.
why we ain't had no key.
Mine don't either.
So I had to, it's late. Hear him come to the door. Hear the door unlocking. Screen door unlocked. All this squeaking. Where all this squeaking coming from? You know what I'm saying? But he would open the door, but instead of opening it and walking away, he would step to the side and make us walk by him.
Mm-hmm.
So when we walk
He
by
can
him,
smell
all
it.
you hear is this.
Wow.
And nigga, we walking like soldiers, like. Because we knew that was that level of accountability
Yeah.
that would slow us down to some extent at least. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I definitely agree with you, man. And I when I say this, I don't want to put my mom off in a negative light.
Yeah, of course.
She did what she knew to
Of course.
do. And as a woman, a single woman raising a man,
Mm-hmm.
it was like she did what she had to do, and I got what I needed from her. I got my work ethic from
Come
her.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom stayed working, but there was a consequence to that
Come on.
because
Yeah.
she had to work the night shift.
Yeah.
No accountability.
So at nighttime on God Be Road, all Tico, Tamashian,
Let's not drop names.
First of all, them names, son,
Those real names.
you hanging with those names,
Those names.
it's a rap. Those names is a rap.
Ray Daniels.
Wait, these are real people. Like
All of these people, all of them were allowed to come into my house
Yeah.
because I just wanted company.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to be
they-
alone.
I didn't want to be alone. They needed a place to
And here's the
sack up
thing.
their weed.
He's the only child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really bad.
That's a big
another
thing.
Really bad.
thing,
That's a
big
too.
thing.
Oh, it's bad.
But when I went over Jay's house, it's
It's a house full.
of accountability.
Yeah.
It's a house full of
Hey,
accountability.
hey,
Hey,
it's a
but
house
watch
full
this.
of-
House full of.
But watch this. I loved it.
Yes, sir.
He did.
Yeah.
I loved every bit.
And I hated
Jay
it.
hated it.
I was trying to
Jay
get over
loved
there.
coming
Yeah.
over my house
Right.
because it's hot
There's
pockets,
no accountability.
Tostinos, no accountability.
Everything came out the freezer.
But over there, his mom is, hey, look,
Jay,
Right.
you said
Listen,
everything.
Everything was out the freezer.
out the freezer into the microwave.
Into the microwave.
Yeah.
And it was
They
like
had all
heaven.
the, they had all
I
the
hated
rated R
it.
movies and
Hey,
you know my mama
right.
wasn't buying rated R movies.
Right, man. I'm watching everything.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
Jay
sir.
loved coming over my
Every
house.
time we go over there, I'm immediately popping blood sport
Right.
to the door.
You miss
blood
Bloodsport?
sport, and I'm sitting there with a hot pocket, and we going in.
We watching all the Van Damme
Yeah,
movies.
man.
Hey, we kicking
Wow.
it. But over there, his mom is making us, it's time for praise service.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Right.
yay!
You ready?
Right.
You ready?
Come on, Jay.
I had to have
Let's get it, bro.
I had to have a sidebar with my dad. Like,
Right.
hey, Dad, this has got to stop.
And she,
I just want to go
I was
outside.
right over there like, Anthony really likes this. He needs this.
So it's encouraging her
I'm like,
to do more.
celebrate Jesus. Come on, Jay.
I'm,
Celebrate Jesus.
I'm just looking at this dude,
Celebrate.
man. Like,
Yo,
All right, do I have to go home?
all right, man.
Jay,
yeah.
you was salty,
Yeah, it's
bro.
time for you to go home, man.
He's like, hey, Mom, can I go back with Aunt?
Right. It's time for you to go home. I'm
So
going with
I understand what you're saying as
Yeah.
far as the accountability, playing a big role. The presence of a parent
Mhm.
sometimes
That's
is
it.
all it needs because it creates those speed bumps like
Yes, sir.
Brian
Yeah.
was talking about because
To give a
you
second
think
thought to it.
twice.
Yeah.
It's a second
Terrell
thought.
had to think twice when he's about to do something
That's
stupid.
it, bro.
He told
I
his
remember
friend-
remember we had
That's
the
it.
cell phone issue with our kids.
Yes.
When we started checking phones and stuff
Speed
like
bumps.
that,
We
like
put some
we
speed bumps in the
realized
road.
at that time that even though it was as devastating as it was for us to see these
The
children
real, what's really going
inside
on?
of these phones, we were like, no! But
You what?
what it showed was that kids are gonna do, they're gonna be
They're
who
gonna
they
do
do
silly
stuff,
stuff.
but the accountability aspect is we're still present. We're still
Yeah.
like phone check. We're still
Yeah.
like,
They gotta look
I'll
over their
take this
shoulder.
thing, don't play me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So those are the road bumps, I think.
Yeah,
And they're
most
needed.
definitely.
They're needed, man. You need. I call it pressure.
Yeah.
Kids need that type of pressure. I tell the boy. I used to tell the boys all the time. how is this dude comfortable talking to your sister like that?
Real deal.
Absolutely.
Ain't no pressure.
Real deal. Where's the pressure?
where's
dog?
the pressure?
Because pressure do something.
Yeah, pressure.
Because if they talking like that, that means there's no pressure.
Man, I told her, I said, let me tell you something. Kia, Constance friend, ain't even my blood cousin.
Yeah.
But just off the fact that we moved like that was my blood cousin, Negroes knew not to mess with her because there was pressure there. And half of that was me just always looking for a reason to get into trouble. I'm looking for a fight.
I need to punch somebody.
I need to punch somebody because I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying?
I got some things going on.
I got some things going on. I need to work it out anyway.
I need to punch somebody because I'm unhappy. That's a whole nother.
That's another episode.
Man. That's an episode title though. We're gonna go back
I
there.
need to punch somebody
I'm
because
not
I'm
happy.
unhappy.
That's
I need to punch somebody because I'm unhappy.
That's
It was
so
the truth.
real.
It was the
No,
truth.
seriously, for
But
right
that
now, though,
pressure
what
was
did that
there.
mean? What did that mean? You said I need to punch somebody because I'm not happy. What? Tell us about that.
I couldn't, when I was angry with my mom, I couldn't punch my mom. When I'm angry at the teachers, I can't punch them. I'm angry at my dad. He's in prison. I can't punch him. So the only people who
He couldn't
had,
punch me either. So
Punch you, Jay?
he couldn't punch me either.
Excuse me,
So
can
go
you let
ahead.
him speak?
I'm letting him talk. I didn't
Jay.
want to make sure we do that.
Hey, you couldn't punch Jay?
Why couldn't you punch
Absolutely
Jay?
Couldn't
and
punch
then
Jay.
you're going to do that.
Wait a minute. You couldn't punch Jason? Why not?
I've grown, so I'm
No, we'll go. Seriously,
oh,
bro.
No.
okay.
Right. Okay.
Is that what you want?
Come on, man.
Hey,
I'm not going to do
Maybe
that.
outside.
Right.
Right.
I'll
How,
punch him now.
how am I supposed to respond to that?
What
You
is
know,
that?
it was a pointless statement. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was very pointless.
The anonymity is gone. You understand?
Anonymity.
I know the word. Just a little jab at him because I can't punch him in the face.
Right. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I forgot what I was saying.
Hey, man. Hey,
You
listen.
couldn't
So
punch.
because I couldn't punch them, I could punch,
Your peers.
yeah, and get away with it. Where I grew up, it was like, that's what's up.
So the pressure was you knew you could not disrespect adults in that way.
If I disrespected my mom, it had to be quiet because she would tell every man at the church, and they
Yes.
would be at my
And
house.
they-
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was.
Those are speed bumps.
Yes.
Those are.
True.
I wouldn't even call those speed bumps. I would just call those. What do you call like slingshots that would slingshot me? I moved out when I was 17.
A catapult.
It catapulted me into adulthood.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Ant. It was just like you say. He was just angry.
Right.
It was a lot of anger because it was a lot going on in his life at that time,
Right.
and the normalcy that he got from his pops, from my family, and I'm sure other Constance family
Right.
being around, that was the speed bump for him
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he did get a chance to see it,
Right.
and he was held accountable.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as constant as it should have been.
If I do this, how's Mr. Jones gonna look at
There
me?
you go.
Yeah.
If I do this,
That's it.
how
That's
are
it.
people gonna look at Dr. Dollar
Yeah.
after he's invested so much?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So those were speed bumps, but it didn't really deter me from driving over real fast.
Yeah.
You drive over
Yeah.
a speed bump real fast, what happens to the car?
I think it was at times. I think as you got older, you started to realize,
Started to adhere.
these consequences are real.
Real
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the last
That going to jail situation. boy, that
when
really-
I was facing life, I was facing 22 to life for the last thing, and in there, I remember telling my co-defendant, "Hey, when we get out of here, I ain't hanging with you no more."
We can't be cool no more.
I was dead serious. Now this is we had an apartment together,
Oh wow.
so
That was like a cold life. That was like you were doing.
that was
like-
a pivotal point in
That's
my
serious,
life,
bro.
We got off. The dude was able to come to the church, and the judge was able to do a prayer at the church. Judge, we ain't got to say his name, but he was able to come to the church, do a prayer, and my co-defendant and I ended up getting 17 weekends in jail and 5 years probation. For 5 years probation,
That's a lot of probation, bro.
you
That is
gotta.
That's a lot.
You can't get
of
in
probation.
Honestly, 5 years
It's a-
probation
it's
is
a
a
trap.
setup.
It
It's a
is.
trap.
It is really a
I
setup.
violated once, and I had to do a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
While I was married.
Wow.
I think it was for a traffic ticket. I got a speeding ticket or something like that. I went to my probation office on Citizens Parkway in Morrow. Went over there, went in there. Hey, Mr. Dennis, how you doing? Everything's good. Everything's good. Have a seat. He knew what was up. He played it so slick, but I felt it because I was like,
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there, and he comes rushing in with two other officers. Stand up, stand up. I'm like,
Wow.
okay, yes, sir. You ain't got no problems out of me. You ain't got no problems out. What's going on? You violated. You're violent, and I don't play that.
Wow.
Now,
What?
one of the other probation officers is a member of the church. I just didn't know it at the time. Me and Boo, me and him cool to this day. He's like,
To
man,
this
I remember
day.
you. I remember, and he was like, in your defense, your probation officer, I won't say his name, he's, you know,
Overkill.
he don't like our
Yeah.
people.
Wow.
He don't like our people. So
Wow.
that was a pivotal moment for me. I got locked up for like a month after that. Once they released me, the rest of the 5 years, I completed. I was under the First Offenders Act. I got all my rights restored.
Wow.
Once I finished, I
That's
can
a beautiful
That was
carry
a
a
blessing.
That's
gun.
dope.
But here's the
That's
thing
unheard
though.
of,
What
man.
B just said though, before you finished, he said it's a trap.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. See, most people don't realize sometimes it's better to just go ahead and do your time.
Right.
Just go ahead and do it.
Get it out the way.
Because
for
at the
real.
end of the day, now you're no longer restrained.
Especially if you ain't trying to change.
Absolutely. Because you know you're gonna smoke.
Right.
You know you're gonna do,
And they know
you
too.
know you're going
Yeah,
to be
they know.
around felons.
Right.
You know you're going to just your presence around them felons is gonna get you in
Bro,
trouble.
the felons be your family members.
Them be your family.
Oh.
You be
I can't
living
go to
with
no
them.
family.
You live with
You
them.
live with felons.
So what you supposed to do?
So
So
now
what are you
Ain't
isolated.
nowhere to isolate though.
Right.
How you gonna
You
isolate?
can, but not only that, you can get pulled over just from suspicion in Georgia, right?
Oh,
Just the
true.
suspicion of it. So that's a violation of probation once you come in contact with the law.
That's
Yeah.
Or with the so it is
it's a trap.
It is
man.
a
trap.
it is a trap, and you cannot. It's a trap for us because we're already a target because of the color of our skin, right? So that number one, you already Jason being on probation. I have been pulled over and been let go, like speeding or something, let go.
All the
Jason,
time.
yeah, Jason can get pulled
This girl ain't got a
over.
ticket yet.
Don't say that on camera.
I'm
Don't
serious,
speak
man.
that into existence.
I didn't
Hey,
say
Jay,
I
you
didn't
just,
say
hey, you gotta just, you
Yeah.
can't even acknowledge it, bro. You just gotta
Just
keep it
keep
solid. Just let it
talking. Don't
be.
even-
Hey, man,
But
just let it
Jason,
be, man.
every
Let it go.
time
Every
he
time I
gets
get
pulled
pulled
over, he'll get a ticket.
I'm like, God.
And then, I mean,
Wow.
his family can be in the car,
Wow.
and I'm like, one time he
went
got
to
pulled.
jail.
He almost went to jail.
Yeah. Didn't even know my license was suspended.
Didn't even
Why
know.
was it suspended?
I got a ticket in another state.
In
Forgot
Ohio?
all about it.
They tried to get me like that, but they
Yeah.
didn't suspend my license. They wouldn't let me get my tag.
Right, your registration.
Bro,
Right.
I
They said,
don't
that's
know.
why that's
a
what
suspended
surprised
license
me.
is supposed to be an automatic arrest, dog.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was.
my
It
God.
was.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well, I was
you know
in the
what
car.
saved me? Like she just said, my whole
He took
family
his-
was in the car, and I told the man that I was on the way to, and I was.
Yeah.
We were. It was literally we were about to play a
Championship.
championship game,
Football.
football,
Oh.
Wow.
and I was on my way to it,
Yeah.
and that's what that's how he got
He
it.
just
The
had
cop
some
was a
break.
He
was
just
a
had
football
grace.
fanatic.
He seen the kids.
Yeah,
he seen
yeah,
they
yeah,
had their
yeah.
stuff
That's
on.
cool,
So he was just like, you know
He
what?
showed favor, man.
He did.
He
He
did.
let her drive, and I
He
got to take
checked,
care of
he
that.
checked, but the thing is, I'm in the driver's seat, right? He took my stuff and went and ran it
Yeah.
before. What you running me? I wasn't driving.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's just it's a setup. So
Yeah.
even if I wasn't, let's say I
Well,
wasn't.
he wanted to make sure your license was
Was
good.
good.
since
Oh
his
yeah,
was
to
Right.
drive.
Yeah.
If he was
Yeah.
gonna
You
let
had
you
to check,
drive.
man.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
Hey
I'm
man,
just,
listen, man.
it's-
Listen, guys.
Mhm.
It's been another amazing episode, man. We want to make sure that everybody keeps tuning in to Family by Choice, man.
Yeah.
Tune
Yeah.
in, man. Let's get it, right?
Yeah.
Let's
We
get
in here.